Okay, so let's start the chapter. Okay, so in this chapter, which is part 2, chapter 2, we're going to talk about developing IT strategy for business value. Now, we are aware that the fact that the importance of IT, all of us are aware of it, is a new technology co-evolve with the new business strategies and change the business itself. So the new business strategy could evolve with the new technology and change the new behavior and structures of the business. An IT and business strategy must be complementary then. Business and IT strategy, if we looked at it as a holistic view, IT strategy should support the business strategy. IT's contributions was inhibited by a limited understanding of the business strategies. So that's the main reason why IT contribution was inhibited. IT contributions was inhibited by limited understanding of IT potential by the business managers. So limited understanding and what's the potential in the future also, that's also stopping or inhibited. Current view is IT strategy should be integrated with a business strategy. We all agree on this. IT must be positioned also flexibilities, speed, and innovation to support rapidly changing business environment. Technology investment should complement that business strategy. The future view is the fact that IT strategy must become more dynamic and focus on development of strategic capabilities that support a variety of changing business objectives. IT and business alignment will not be point-time planning. It will support evolution. So as the business wants to change, IT should accommodate or has already been able to accommodate their future requirements. The 4 critical success factors is you always have to revisit your business models, whether you are a CEO or IT CTO. Have a strategic themes, get the right people involved, and work in a partnership with business. A business model explains how the different pieces of the business fit together. The business model should be also clear and describe the uniqueness that the organization can deliver. What kind of a uniqueness? What is their focus? What is their an extensions that makes them more competitive when it comes to the business? When we talk about strategic themes, an IT strategy is about carefully crafted program that focus on developing a specific business capabilities. IT and business programs that are grouped in a strategic theme are easier to track and support interdependencies. We'll explain that. But how to get the right people involved in the strategy? First of all, you need to get the senior management should take an active role in IT decisions. And we talked about it in evaluation and selection. The key stakeholders should also be involved in determining technology opportunities. And some companies have accomplished this through having account manager positions. We'll talk about what's account manager. Work in a partnership with a business. Business and IT must both have input into the strategy. IT projects should be synchronized with the business objective. So it's just not, a business goes with the strategy. They should look at their IT, whether they are able to meet the requirements. Business improvement. Stress relatively low risk investment with the short to medium payback. So they are looking for a low risk investment with the short and medium payback. Focus is on streamlining the business processes also. So these are the two things they're looking for. Business enabling, which means transforms or extend how company does business. It's typically focused on revenue growth. Cost benefit is usually not clearly established. What's our cost to the benefit? Not very clearly established, but typically focus on the revenue growth. It is what you call business opportunity, which is a small-scale experiment initiative designed to test the ability of a new concept or technologies. High-risk projects that typically do not have well-defined expected returns. They're not very much big fan of investors. These are typically have a much lower success rate. So funding is sometimes difficult to obtain. Opportunity leverage, which is leverages the successful of experiment. So we do the small experiment in some places and it goes live, and pretty much that's how you do opportunity leverage, which is leverages the successful experiment or prototyping. Technology is easier to imitate. So the other thing, you can see others what they're doing, you can imitate them. Some initiations may leverage the result of other companies too. But while you're doing that, you keep an eye on the infrastructures. Operating level hardware and software must be maintained. You want to make sure the infrastructure is there. Typically not well understood by business managers why we need to get more hardware or faster servers and better networking. It's not understood very well by managers, business managers. The IT strategy, and the reason because they look for cost versus benefit. The IT strategy development best practice. Now, how are we going to develop our IT strategy according to the best practice? Rolling plan and budget cycles means plans and budgets should be updated always, more than once per year. Enterprise architecture, consistency of integrated business and IT blueprints. Those activities of business should be met by the IT, and the reason of these ITs because of these businesses. It should assist in identifying also the duplicate solution. Also, once you connect or interdependence these two activities. Different funding buckets. You have to know the company, all the members in the company seeking this budget, which is limited. So allocating funding, all 5 types of IT projects. Account and relationship managers, which is IT account manager to identify synergies and interdependencies among lines of business and opportunities for technology. They can balance these two to improve the business. Adopt multiple approaches to justify project funding decision to account for the differences in return on IT. Not seeking only one approach, because the other side might not accept that approach. So we have barriers to have an effective IT strategy development. One is a governance structures for the enterprise project, is how they are managing, who's in charge of what, and they might be biased toward that. Enterprise-wide funding model, how do they fund these projects, whether IT or non-IT? And then you have what you call parallel and linked resources for developing IT and business strategies. Are you doing connected IT with a business strategy, or you're doing it in a parallel in some cases? And then you have the traditional budget cycles, which is certain times they don't have the budget to fund it. The other barriers is balancing strategic and tactical initiatives, and we'll explain what's the difference between a strategic and tactical initiative. And then you have skills in strategizing. Do you have that skill to strategize? Does your company have that? Is their employees to strategize that? So in conclusion, we want to know the IT strategy is gaining attention by business today. Most of the organizations are still at the early stages of integrating IT strategy with business strategy. The balancing IT solution with business strategy will position organizations to respond to rapidly changing business environment states. Well done. Thank you very much.